Your development and testing teams are a valuable resource. So in 3 simple steps, I want to show you how you can maximize that resource by making sure that they are first building the right things, because we're clear about the user stories in each release. And secondly, that we are optimizing where they are used by giving every user story and release a risk assessment. So first you need to get all your user stories into Elements. And you can do that one of 3 ways. You can synchronize it with Jira and it will import all the user stories. Secondly, you can export your user stories from wherever they're held, a custom object, Agile Accelerator, Trello, or wherever they're held, a spreadsheet, export them and then import them using a CSV file. Or finally, you can manually type them in. Once you've got all your user stories into Elements, you can then assign them to a release. You can add releases to Elements. You can then assign each user story to a release. There are the 4 user stories assigned to it. So the next thing you need to do is you need to link those user stories to the Salesforce metadata so you understand the risk assessment of making any changes. So the third thing you need to do is you need to link Salesforce metadata to each user story so you can start to do some impact assessment. Here we have the location object, which for this user story we said we're going to delete that object. We're going to update the budget field in the object project system, and there is a brand new object called vaccination which we're going to create. So let's go and see how I create those links. You connect Elements to your org, and here you can see that we have synchronized and pulled across all the metadata in the org. On the left hand side you can see that each of those metadata items is available inside this tree structure. I'm just going to jump straight down to objects, and there is that custom object called project system. You can see there's more information about that object, records by record type, field impact. What I want to do is I want to go to the user stories tab, and I can simply paste in a link to that story, and I can say why I'm going to make that change and attach it. Here I am at a field level. This happens to be the budget field. I can see that it's populated by record type. I can see where this field is used. It's used in 1 formula field, 4 page layouts, 4 reports, 2 validation rules, and with any of these, if I roll over them, it will give me more information. If I click here, it will open up the dependency tree, and then I can start to link any of the related items to that user story. So here we can see the budget field is already linked to a number of user stories. But I can see that this field is used by other fields, and therefore I might need to consider adding those to the user story manifest. So I just click, paste story link, say what I'm doing, add a note, and attach it. I also see that this field is used in a report. So let's add that report. So very quickly I've created some user stories, assigned them to a release, linked them to the Salesforce metadata items, and now I have a more accurate picture about the changes I need to make, the risk associated with them, and I can now pass those user stories over to development with a clear understanding about exactly what needs to be changed and the risks. And because this user story is synchronized with Jira, if I go into Jira, the Chrome extension of Elements means that everything that is in the user story inside Elements is now instantly visible to the development team inside Jira. So the metadata information, the documentation, and the risk assessment. So in 3 quick steps, we've generated a huge amount of value for you from Elements. You have better visibility of user stories, and you have the impact assessment of the changes you're making inside Salesforce, which you pass across to your development team.